Hey everybody, Greg Ray here with Outdoor Solutions and from Field to Table. Wanted to bring you a tip today about practicing like you hunt. All of us, myself included, are guilty of whenever it's time for hunting season. We come to the range and what do? We sit down at a nice steady bench. We have a target 100 yards down range. We confirm our zero, maybe get a nice 3-round, 5-round group, and we call it good. When you think about it, when's the last time that you had a nice steady bench out when you're hunting? We don't. So we're either shooting off shooting sticks, we're shooting prone, maybe in a kneeling position, we're using some deadfall. So why not practice like you hunt? So what we wanted to do today is show you one of the solutions that we came up with to be able to do that. Here in Texas, we've got a nice 1,000-yard range. We understand not everybody has that, but with this new system that we're using, you only need 100 yards. We've actually met some guys actually at a trade show. Their booth was right across from ours at one of the Denver shows that we attended, and their product is called Effective Range Targets. And what they've done is from something as large as a moose all the way down to a predator, they've created a target that has the actual vital size of that animal. And so you put that target up at 100 yards, you pick your shooting position. I'm gonna show you one here in just a few minutes, one of my favorite ones whenever I'm out hunting out west. And you send 5 rounds downrange, and based off of your furthest from center impact on the target is what your effective range is in that shooting position, and it'll tell you which positions you're really good at, which ones you need to work on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick out a position here. I'm going to use shooting sticks from a sitting position using my backpack as a little bit of support. It's one that I'll use out west for mule deer, maybe elk, and we'll see how I do with it. Okay, so like I said, the position that I chose, this is one that I'll use out west if I'm maybe glassing a specific draw or a certain area that I know I'm going to have time to set up. It's not one that you would use running and gunning just because you just flat out wouldn't have time. I'm using a couple of support bags. I keep my backpack on. I'll find something to lean up against. So I'm not going to be bench steady, but I'm going to be steady. I still may have a little bit of movement in my crosshairs, but by using these pads, I'm able to eliminate it a little bit. So what we're going to do now, we're going to send 5 rounds down range at the ERT target and see how we do. Clear. All right, so there's our 5 rounds. We'll go down range and see if I need to work on this some more. So remember, this was at 100 yards from shooting sticks. And so you can see I got 4 out of the 5, so roughly about 80% are all within the 4 to 500 yard range is my effective range. I had one flyer. I know exactly which one it was. It was the last one. I was getting fatigued. I should have stopped, started over, taken my time, and I probably would have had 100% within a 500 yard, 4 to 500 yard range. So it's a really good tool to have an idea where you're at as far as a specific shooting position. Now, one thing this does not take into account is wind. So obviously, if you're stretching out to that 500 yard range, I was shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor, I'm going to have a specific hold off of my target into the wind. So those are some things that you got to think about, because this does not cure that problem. There's no substitute for practicing in wind other than just doing it. So anyway, a really good tool. We really like it, especially when you're limited to only having a 100-yard range. It'll give you a really good idea where you're at. So I hope you've enjoyed this hunting shooting tip. If you have others you'd like to see, be sure to shoot us an email at info@outdoorsolutionscorp.com, and make sure you come back and check this weekly, because we do update with new shooting tips.